What's going on, everybody? RayD-TCG here, coming at you live from TCS in Irmo, South Carolina. And here I've got Guy. Guy, tell us what you did tonight.
I just won our 3-round local. We come here every week. This time I played a little bit of jank, I guess. I played Fiendsmith Chimera, incomplete Fiendsmith package. We'll get to it, but it was fun.
Hey, man, that's great. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
I'm very interested to see this build. But yeah, without any further ado, let's lower the camera here and
we'll get started. So the Chimera stuff is pretty standard. We've got our 3 Codals and 3 Mirror Sword Knights to get us started. 3 Gazelles, same thing. This are fine to open. It's a normal summon. 2 Burfamet, you don't want to open it. Usually, it's because it's not combo on its own. You can't do anything. But those are the standard ratios. That's what everyone plays. The 1 Emissary, that's pretty common also.
Yeah, that's a funny card.
Very funny card. Sometimes it saves you.
It kind of looks like that candle from Beauty and the Beast. I can't remember the name of it.
I'm never gonna unsee that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you play 1, you can search it if you need to. Sometimes you hard open it, and it's whatever you can use it. It's Battle Fader but searchable, basically. The 1 Tau, same thing. You can search, and it's a reborn for illusions if you need him, and he's fusion material. He locks you into illusions from grave, which is a weird restriction that never really matters, but more illusions. That's kind of the focus here, is the 3 Nightmare Apprentice. She Stratos for the illusion type. She specials herself. She's crazy. Having 3 of them is great. And she's a 6, so it synergizes with the Fiendsmith stuff we're trying. Beatrice is probably getting banned soon. Caesar might be on the list. So rank 6 stuff while we can still do it. She helps. Last illusion is Diabelle's. She's anti-spell. You can reborn her. I did tribute summon her tonight, which is hilarious, against Pearly. I mean, it didn't really matter. He had the imperm for it, but I won the game anyway. But yeah, Diabelle's, I wouldn't play more than 1. I've seen it, but you don't really want to open her. She doesn't do anything on her own, so 1 is fine. For the incomplete Fiendsmith stuff, we've got 1 Lurie and 1 Engraver because this guy's $100 and I'm broke as crap. And Lurie, you would only ever play 1 anyway. I have 2 tracked. We'll get to them later. And I just opened my 3rd one, which is great.
Ooh, nice. Very nice.
This is honestly, it's the bare minimum Fiendsmith stuff that gets you where you're going. We'll talk about it when we get to the extra decks, so I'll set it aside. And then we're playing the 1 Albaz because we're still playing Branded Fusion to get stuff in grave. We don't really want to fusion lock ourselves in this build, but I'm used to playing it with the branded stuff. So you play the 3 Branded Fusion. It gets you there. Sometimes you do what you gotta do. We're also on the 3 Chimera Fusion because it can help you dodge targeting negation, it can be interruption, and you can only add it back once. So sometimes what ends up happening is you have 2 of them, you use it, you add it back, you use it again on your turn, and then the extra one you set.
The fusion effect is not once per turn.
Correct. The add back is once, but the fusion is not. You can fuse as many times as you want during the main phase because they didn't want you going for battle phase OTKs, but so if you have the extra one that they don't know about, it can be helpful. 1 cross out for space reasons. I should be on 3. It is not limited here in the TCG, but the deck is tight, man. I'm on 42 cards. We're playing 1, and we're on the 1 called by because same reason. It's limited. It's sacky, but we got to defend ourselves somehow, right?
Yeah. The 2 tracked, like I said, I just got my 3rd one, so we'll put the 3rd one in. Grabs you the Lurie, gets you into the Fiendsmith stuff, and sometimes, if you open... One thing that has happened is, you open Tau, he doesn't care how he goes to grave. A lot of them have to be fusion material. He doesn't care. So if you hold on to this and you do it later, or, you top deck it later in the game, you can do some cool stuff with it that way. Mm-hmm. It also does have the graveyard effect to fusion summon a Fiendsmith Fusion, and they're both good, but the extra deck is so tight in this build that we're not playing them. But if you can find room for them, you should. And then we're going to go into the non-engine, the hand traps, the 3 Imperm, a Mag and 2 Druis Worm, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler. What is there to say at this point? We've been in hand trap format for forever. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta stop stuff. The Bestials are a call because they're 6s. So again, more rank 6 stuff. And just link bodies, really, as always. Bestials are great, man.
They do what they do. There's nothing more to say there. Let's look at the extra deck. The Necroquip Princess, so to go back to the bare minimum Fiendsmith stuff,
If all you have is Engraver, just one Engraver and Requiem to get him from the deck, then you can summon Necroquip and she can be your 6, and then...
It's also a free +1 too. It's,
if you pay cost for something by sending a monster, or your opponent does it too, like they discard a monster for something, they hand trap you, you get to draw a card, which is nice. That came up one time tonight, I think, and it drew me an extender, which was really helpful. So, yeah, that's the bare minimum. One of these I would like to, but again, tight. The main Chimera guy, he hand rips, and he reborns a guy on your opponent's turn. So, like, the way I won the game just now was my opponent had a Bestial. He went to target my Mirror Sword Knight so that he wouldn't have to deal with the negation, and I went chain this, summon it. So he didn't have his Bestial, and I still had the negate for his normal summon. It was great. Then we play the one Baphomet, Foolish whatever you want. Usually that'll be either Tau or Diabells if you need her to get her in rotation. And these two can also like cycle each other, because this one can grab back from Banish, and this one banishes to Reborn from Grave. So you can kind of shuffle them around if the game goes on long enough. And then the boss monster. Kill people if you have enough guys to make him with turn off something if you're stuck with it. Then the branded things, the Rinbrum, because we can send Gazelle, and when Gazelle goes as fusion material, he searches an illusion. So
and it's also an extra deck negate.
Yeah,
so
it's also an extra deck
pretty
negate,
awesome.
and a bounce. It comes up for that effect, and also can Reborn Albaz to get rid of something and go into one of these guys. So these two, nothing to say there, and then the Mirror Jade, nothing to say. We all know what they do. Guardian Chimera, you can use Chimera Fusion, make it on your opponent's turn. It goes crazy.
Oh yeah, I love this card.
In other builds, I've played 2 or even 3 of this, but again, tight on this build, so we're not doing that. Chaos Angel, it comes up. You can... The usual way that I'll make it is with the Mirror Sword Knight and the Nightmare Apprentice, because a light 4 and a dark 6 makes you Chaos Angel with both effects.
They sat me down and they're like, okay.
I won my first game with that because we were going into time. I punched over his thing and he couldn't mount it. It happens. The rank 6s for the Fiendsmith engine. She's probably getting banned soon. He might be on the chopping block. We'll find out. I didn't make Beatrice tonight, which surprised me. I didn't really need to. You can definitely, like, it comes up, right? Because, like, you could use her to make Tau, send Tau if you don't want to go into Baphomet, if you'd rather do Beatrice. But I found myself, when I had access to Fiendsmith stuff, I just went into Caesar for the protection and interruption. So, I don't know. Beatrice has her place, and Fiendsmith stuff definitely makes her crazier to make than ever before. But I would need to test more to see if she's really worth keeping in this build. Assuming she doesn't get banned, which she probably will. Typhon, for the last-ditch effort, we all know what he does. And then the Link monsters, the Fiendsmith stuff. I only made Moon once, because usually I would just hard open the Fiendsmith stuff. But like it bridges into it, so you play her anyway.
No Underworld Goddess, though.
Don't have room.
Yeah.
Because the other funny thing you can do is like link 2 of their guys for your Underworld Goddess. That's, I think, what they probably wanted you to do with it when they made this card. But
now it's used for the Fiendsmith Link monster.
Any 2 monsters, make Requiem. It's just Nightmare Mermaid all over again. So I would like to have Underworld Goddess, but again, no room. And then SP, because SP's crazy. What did we side? So our sideboard tonight... I've kind of been sticking to this no matter what deck I play really recently. 3 evenly, because this card is crazy and probably wins the game if it resolves. The one time that I resolved it tonight, it won me the game. The 2 Lightning Storm and Feather Duster for the back row hate, and sometimes the front row hate for Lightning Storm comes up. It's just... Board wipes are usually good. Yeah, stuff has targeting destruction protection, but it's just worth it anyway, man. You never know what is going to happen. You never know what you're up against.
Get rid of that pesky back row.
Like, especially if your opponent like ends up siding in Floodgates. This is your way to out him. I also... Xyz Encore. We have a few Pearly players that show up to our locals. We have... the guy that I just beat was playing Super Quants and the Armor Xyz engine, so this kind of won the game on its own, really, because he went for Full Armor Master and the Trap, and I went Xyz Encore, get that out of here. This card is crazy. I'm glad it finally got reprinted. It's been outing stupid Xyz monsters for over a decade at this point. That's what it's for.
Ogre, I didn't side her in tonight, but I like her a lot. You never know when like Tenpai is going to show up or some other continuous back row. Like one of the guys was borrowing some of my Bastille stuff, so if he went for Beast and Regained, it'd come up there too. I just like playing Ogre. She just comes up. Shifter turns it off, but what are you gonna do? Shifter turns Veiler off too. You do what you gotta do. And then I'm obsessed with the last card in the side, Judgment. I pretty much always side these going first, even when it's game 3, just because sometimes it wins the game. You just stop them in the right spot.
Yeah, stop their normal summon. Sometimes that's enough.
Sometimes that's enough on its own, and you don't care that you're going into time because you kill them. So almost every single time I go first, post side, I'm siding these in. I love this card.
Well, also something else I noticed tonight. You actually so the last turn of your last duel, the one that won you the game.
Yeah.
You top decked Branded Fusion.
I sure
didn't you?
did. I had
you
one
gotta
card in
love it.
hand. It was the Baphomet, so I was like, okay, I need a crazy top deck, and it was Branded Fusion. He didn't have anything left. To be fair, there were a lot of things that I could have top decked that would have got me there. Like I had not seen the Fiendsmith stuff that game. I could have gotten any of that. I could have gotten Gazelle. I could have gotten the third Mirror Sword Knight. I'd been through 2 of them. I could have gotten Kodal to grab it. Like it could have been anything.
You've got a lot of 1-card starters and some 1-card combos.
Exactly. I mean, he even he had the rank 5 armor Xyz guy on the board. So like, if I was desperate, it could have been Albaz and discard the Baphomet, fuse it away, make Mirror Jade punch him. He was at 1200, so there was a lot that could have got me out of the situation.
Oh yeah.
But of course, it was Branded Fusion.
Well, hey, Guy, I appreciate you doing this deck profile for us, and this is episode 10 of this season of Locals Deck Profiles. So this is going to be the finale, and we're gonna we're gonna be getting prepped for season 2, and just in time for the new ban list to come out. So
please be good.
Yeah, that's what
Thanks
I'm
for
hoping
having
too.
me.
Yeah,
Thanks everybody. Try the Chimera deck if you hadn't, everybody. It's great. It's really fun.
Yep, and thank you again.
And you don't need this.
Yeah, and again, I just want to thank everybody who's been interacting with our videos, liking, commenting, subscribing. You guys are awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in season 2 of this series. And I hope everyone has a great night. Pass turn.